Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to our podcast today where we are going to listen, learn and reveal the truth about today's topic. I'm Kimi and joining me today is Myra and will be your host for today's episode. Also, shout out to our video editors SABRINAH and AQIL who are making sure everything looks good in this podcast. Before we go on about our topic today, I would like to highlight that our topic today aligns perfectly with UPM's food safety blueprint. That is which focuses on innovation, collaboration and academic excellence. After all, UPM aspires to be the leading university for food safety, and as it is evident in our name, Putra, meaning pertanian untuk rakyat. Yeah, okay.
So for today's episode, we are diving into something super important, and that's hypoallergenicity in amino acid-based food supplements. So today we are honored to be joined by Professor Madya Dr. Siti Munirah Muhammad Fauzi, the head of the Natural Medicines and Product Research Laboratory, or also called as NaturMeds, at the Institute of Bioscience, University Putra, Malaysia. So she also serves as a senior lecturer in the Department of Chemistry at the Faculty of Science. So Dr. Munirah, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Okay, now let's dive into our topic. Dr. Munirah, for our listeners who may not be familiar, what exactly are amino acids and why they are so important to our bodies?
Okay, so basically amino acids is a building block. So imagine a Lego. So let's say you made a shape of dinosaur. So those dinosaurs we consider it as protein. So as you may see in the Lego block itself, it is actually made up of one Lego where you stack it together. So those single Lego is actually amino acids within our body. And amino acids itself is an essential nutrients to provide as a growth for muscle, skin, hair, and even enzymes that help to digest food in your body.
Okay. I love the analogy you gave about those amino acids. So now relating to our topic today, food allergies are a growing concern. So what causes someone to have a food allergy in the first place? For example, to milk, eggs, or nuts.
As I mentioned to you, protein is made up of this combination of amino acids. Okay, so whenever this protein entered our body, so our body will acknowledge it or kind of perceive it as a foreign substance. Okay, foreign substance. Unlike amino acids, because it is already essential in our body. So whenever these proteins, unrecognized protein entered our body, so our immune system will do their defense work. So that is where they started to attack the protein. Yeah, as I told you, this is like a defense mechanism. So once they attack, and sometimes they over attack this protein, so they will kind of starting those allergic symptoms. So just as a part of immune or defense system, defense mechanism. So that is somehow some people might not able to tolerate all those conditions within our body. So some will experience these symptoms of allergic. Yeah.
I see, that is as to the term of hypoallergenic. So what does it actually mean, especially in the context of food supplement?
Okay. So allergic can be defined into several classes. So one is hypoallergic, and some other terms not rarely used term hyper. So hyperallergic, or sometimes we know it as allergic. So hypo in this context meaning it is less to induce allergic. For something to induce an allergic is like very low percentages. Come again, your second question. Sorry.
What does it actually mean, especially in the context of food supplement?
food supplement. As I told you, even though we consume it as a food supplement, still even though it is a very low percentage, still it can induce allergic. That's why we never mention zero allergic symptom. We still term it as hypoallergic, just that the percentages low or rare.
That's interesting. So here we have some examples of those those amino acid supplements. So are those amino acid supplements naturally hypoallergenic?
Well, as I told you before, amino acids is actually made of the protein. So whenever we consume it, so the body itself know the essential amino acids can. So the tendency for amino acids to be attacked by our immune system or defense system is highly unlikely to be occur. But again, some people with some medical condition might experience it, so that's why they may cause hypoallergic. But again, hypo represent low percentages. Not everyone will experience allergic, but somebody with medical attention might experience it.
Now I get it. So when proteins are broken down into amino acids, they lost their allergic potential. But there are no cases someone being allergic to amino acid based supplements.
So they might be, but in low percentages. They might be, not as someone that allergic to the proteins. Okay. So proteins like whenever somebody with high allergic condition, so whenever they consume nuts, susu, milk, or even some other things, they consume, then they start to have all those condition, rashes, short breathing, or whatever. But unlikely with whenever they consume these amino acid supplements, as I mentioned again, not everyone will face the allergic symptoms. Only some people with high, they have a very specific medical condition that might experience it. So the percentages might be very low that you will not find it, somewhere reported in all this media. So this is like almost like unreported cases because the percentages is very low.
Alright. So we know that amino acids can be consumed as a supplement, like I showed you the pictures earlier. And but for who are those supplements for? And are there any downsides to using those amino acid-based supplements that consumers should be aware
Okay,
of?
so there are many use for people with allergies, for instance, infants. So let's say they have an allergic towards these proteins in milk. So doctors will suggest them to take this amino acid supplement ataupun or people that is recovering from surgery or illnesses that require easy to digest nutrients. So in this within this condition, so doctor might suggest the amino acid supplements to them. Okay, and some other cases juga athletes or people with digestion problem pun can used, but since they are expensive, so most of the time healthy people takkan consume lah. Okay, and the downside, so reflecting back your second question, the downside of amino acids, so they are expensive. So besides expensive, most of the time this essential amino acid doesn't taste great. Okay, because as I told you, we need to provide a high purity of amino acids. We cannot add some other sugars, anything that can enhance the rasa tu. it came out. So that's why it won't be tested great lah. Tapi as for someone that truly need it, whatever rasa, that will be a lifesaver to them lah. So expensive and the sensory is, so that it will be the downside.
So you stated before that even small amount of foreign substance in amino acid that enter the bodies of the some that consume it, it can trigger some allergies. So how do manufacturers make sure these supplements are truly hypoallergenic?
Okay, so there are like two ways. So the first thing that they will test is through these clinical studies, where whenever they have products, so they will test to healthy people and people with condition. If healthy people also experience some allergic symptoms, so they say that this is not good. Right?
Yes.
Okay, that is one thing. So they might be retracting the product itself. So the second way is they will test them chemically through hydrolysis, purification, and filtration to ensure that no proteins remain, because proteins you hydrolyze, you get amino acids, and sometimes some proteins is not fully hydrolyzed. So they need to be sure that those proteins tak ada. Okay, so that's why they need to confirm it through chemical tests. So to conclude, they will need to conduct these two, but of course chemical analysis first, and then ensure the purity of the amino acids before tested to people. So clinical trials is something that testing that whenever testing involving humans, we need to follow the guidelines, and the guidelines is very strict. So whenever so they need to very sure about the purity, the content, and everything, because all this bad result will impact them lah, kan? So these two tests is very important to ensure the hypoallergenic of the amino acids.
Yeah. So as consumers, what should people consider before selecting an amino acid supplement to use?
So whenever people like us, or some people like us, for healthy people, so most of the time we always need to consult our medical doctors. Okay, healthy people, because we usually don't need it. Okay, but people that with this condition that truly need the supplements to help them, for their life. So there might be several factors. So of course, the first one is the cost, kan? Because we know the supplement is expensive and there are lots of brands, so they might consider the cost, or they might also consider the form and taste. Of course, ada powder, they might be liquid, they might be syrup, I don't know. So there must be some other forms. And the taste also, but as I told you, if there are some taste, meaning that they are already combined with something. So so most of the time, doesn't matter which brand, whatever factors that actually you want to consider before buy or purchase any amino acid supplement, it is best for you to consult your medical doctors. Always, do not take anything, do not take any supplement, because they considered as natural and it's probably considered as safe, but most of the time this natural doesn't reflect the safety. So you need to always consult your medical doctors.
So as a student myself, I'm really curious, why do you think it's important for students, especially those who are taking science, health and food or technology, to learn about the technology or innovations like amino acid based supplements?
Okay, naturally, food science save life because you consume it every day, right? So knowing whatever that entered your mouth is very important. Okay, so understanding basically, particularly we are talking about this amino acid supplement. So understanding how actually this amino acid is being produced, okay, whether it's safer or not, is very crucial for you. Crucial because particularly for someone again with a medical tension, okay. So this innovation, it better. So it will be life-saving. So knowing all this food science is very essential. Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole lot of new information. This has been such an informative discussion, and I'm sure most of us here gained a lot of new insight regarding this amino acids and its relation with hypoallergenicity. Now, before we wrap up, Dr. Munira, could you say something to the camera? Are there anything you'd like to say to our listeners out there about your faculty, about your research, or anything, even advices?
Okay. So first of all, particularly for students, master students, or any students, so you need to stay curious about what happened throughout your daily life. And whenever you're curious, you always have questions, and please ask the question so that you can resolve the inquiries, kan? So don't be afraid to explore. Okay, doesn't matter now if you're thinking that okay, you love chemistry, you love bio, you cannot just focus onto one field, one area, because particularly for health, it is multidisciplinary area involving chemistry, involving biology, involving all those medical field areas. So be curious, ask questions always. Okay, because you can make real differences. Okay, whenever you have anything, you want to make sure that you can try to solve it through innovation. So stay curious. Okay, don't be shy to ask questions. Okay, and one last thing. So as Myra asked me to tell, so Natural Meds is actually a leader for natural products and health, where we are focusing onto how we leverage natural products into health application. So again, the main things that besides the amino acid hypoallergenicity that I want to talk to you, just want to raise an awareness that natural products, even though it is natural and often claimed as a safe, not every natural thing is safe. So whatever that you consume, you need to take it in balance. Do not overuse it, do not overconsume it. And if you think that you need to take anything as a supplements or anything to help to boost anything within your body, please always consult your medical doctors. That is my final say. Always consult your medical doctors.
Thank you, Dr. Munira. So to sum up, let me say some notes that I've taken from your discussion earlier, from our discussion. So to sum up, we now understand that amino acids are generally safe because they don't have the complex structures that usually trigger those allergic reactions. And that's why these supplements are especially helpful for people with severe food allergies or digestive issues. And Dr. Munira has also explained about how manufacturers use advanced purification and testing methods to ensure these supplements are truly safe, and how innovation is pushing this field forward. Okay, so now before we end our podcast session today, we would like to do the honor of handing a token of appreciation to you, Dr. Munira.
This is for you.
Thank you very much for giving us
Thank
time.
you for inviting me, and I hope that this session will be very helpful to everyone.
To our listeners, thank you for tuning in, and we hope you learned something new about hypoallergenic nutrition and how science is making food safer for everyone. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, with your family, and all of your members, especially ones with the food allergies. Thank you guys. Bye.